This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
We want the customers to still shop here, because if you put up your prices all the time, it's not good.
Tough decisions for retailers as the cost of fuel skyrockets. How long until we see a price increase at the grocery till?
The first things the people of our department started asking when we learned of this, because it was tugging at everyone's heartstrings, was how can we help, Chief? What can we do to pitch in? How can we help get this back in play as quickly as possible?
Hitting a nerve with firefighters and the neighborhood. New details about a suspicious fire that took down a community playground. Plus, Adam finds out how a man who suddenly went blind found a way to keep pursuing his passion for skateboarding. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The conflict in Iran has left Canadians now paying an average of more than $1.77 a litre for gas here in BC. The price, though, has been well over $2 a litre for weeks. Diesel is even worse. CTV's Andrew Johnson shows us it's putting major pressure on grocers to raise prices ahead of your next shopping trip.
It's just chicken broth.
As he stocks the shelves alongside his daughter, David Lee Quen knows there are tough decisions ahead.
I am worried that if this continues, I can't take care of my family.
This being the war in Iran and the resulting surge in gas prices that he says has already increased costs at his Vancouver grocery store by about 5%. But Lee Quen is leaving the prices alone for now.
We want the customers to still shop here, because if you put up your prices all the time, it's not good.
But independent grocers like this one can only absorb so much.
If you can't cover your overhead, you got to increase prices.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Grocers says shoppers should brace for higher prices.
We're already getting notifications of price increases, and in some cases, some of the distributors of products are tapping on surcharges, fuel surcharges.
The price I saw on the way in this morning was $2.69 for diesel.
Dave Earle represents truckers in BC and says they're frustrated. He says how much of shipping costs will be passed on to shoppers can depend on what is being shipped.
If it's a load of electronics that's worth $2 or $3 million, the extra, $500 to $700 in fuel, it doesn't make much of a difference to the end cost of the product. If it's a load of lettuce, that's very different. Death of 1,000 cuts. Everywhere you go, everything is a few cents more.
Everyone we spoke to expressed hope for a quick resolution in Iran and a return to normal for oil prices. But they also acknowledge even if that happens, there will be a lag and grocery prices could remain inflated for months. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
And another spike at the pumps. Gas prices have reached $2.13.9 per litre at some stations in Greater Victoria. It's at least a 2-cent increase from yesterday, depending on where you are. Meantime, diesel is as high as $2.63.9 around town. These are among the highest prices we've seen since the war in Iran began. Analysts have blamed price volatility on the conflict, which has no clear end in sight. Federal officials were in Esquimalt today, marking the historic announcement that Canada hit its Nato spending target for defense after decades of plodding progress. CTV's Anna McMillan explains the critical timing of the milestone and what it means for the Navy here on the West Coast.
The Federal Minister of Veteran Affairs is marking the end of the fiscal year at CFB Esquimalt, knowing Canada has finally achieved its NATO defense spending target.
This is a commitment that we had made a few weeks after the election, and in 10 months we have delivered on that commitment.
Canada spent more than $63 billion on national defense last year, fulfilling a pledge first made in 2014 to spend 2% of GDP.
The opportunity for us to invest in Canada, in Canadian sovereignty, is more important than ever.
The milestone follows threats from U.S. President Donald Trump to pull his country out of NATO.
It's something that Europe and by extension Canada is having to respond to quickly.
The commander of Canada's Pacific Fleet says a significant portion of defense spending is going to infrastructure.
So in the Navy, across the country, it's almost $20 billion. And so roughly half of that will be invested right here in Victoria.
There's funding to replace aging jetties and build new homes for members of the armed forces. As for what that means for conflict readiness,
it doesn't do much other than these are systems that have been left essentially alone for a long time. It's not buying jets, it's not buying tanks.
By 2035, Canada and other NATO members have committed to spending 5% of GDP on defense. The bulk of that must go to core defense needs, such as military equipment.
The overall readiness, the ability of the military to actually conduct a military operation or go to war, is at a multi-generational low point right now.
At the base in Esquimalt, there's optimism that's changing, with new ships being built and a procurement process underway for up to 12 new submarines. Anna McMillan, CTV News, CFB Esquimalt.
The investigation into a suspicious fire that destroyed a Victoria Park is ramping up today. CTV's Kate Hutchinson has the latest, including new details on a second fire before the playground went up in flames.
This morning, investigators with Victoria Police, Victoria Fire, and the Fire Commissioner's Office were all at Stadacona Park. An accelerant detection dog was also being used. Around 1:30 a.m. Tuesday morning, firefighters were called to the park on Upper Pendor Avenue. The main structures of the playground, including 3 two-story tall slides, were all destroyed.
I have a 10 and 12-year-old, and we've come here since they were little. I mean, we live down the street. I walk my dog here all the time, and I don't know, no words. Like, it makes you wonder about even bringing your kids into the park, period.
The investigation is in its early stages, but Victoria Fire says it is suspicious. Fire investigators were also in the area, saying that crews were called to the area for a suspicious garbage can fire just 30 minutes before the park went up in flames.
Near the location, but not at the location, near the corner of Elford and Pandora. We responded at about 30 minutes past midnight for a reported garbage can fire. Crews attended that scene, were able to extinguish the fire with a fire extinguisher, very minor in nature. We cleared the scene, returned to Hall, and 30 minutes later we were reported to the structure fire at the park.
Opened in 2023, Stadacona Park was Victoria's only fully accessible playground. It cost roughly $720,000 to build. The city says it's too early to determine what could possibly be saved at the site and what rebuilding could cost.
8. Port Alberni RCMP are investigating another suspicious fire at the abandoned Somas Mill site. Port Alberni Fire Rescue responded to the waterfront site yesterday morning. Black smoke was pouring out of the abandoned structure. Mutual aid from Cherry Creek, Beaver Creek, and Sprout Lake departments were brought in, and even with that help, it took several hours to douse the flames. Fire crews had challenges gaining access to the fire due to security measures in place to prevent unauthorized people from entering the building. Along with fencing, stairwells to the upper floors have been removed. This is the latest of several fires at the site.
There's certainly been some fire activity over the past, half decade, I suppose, that the mill has been, obviously, it's been idle for a long period of time.
If you have any information about this suspicious fire, you are asked to contact Port Alberni RCMP. The province is touting new numbers on how many British Columbians are now connected to a family doctor or a nurse practitioner. It says more than 600,000 people have been matched to a primary caregiver since 2023 through the province's Health Connect registry. The province says it is recruiting health workers faster than the population is growing and now boasts the most doctors per capita in Canada.
Every week in this province, our current pace is more than 4,000 people getting connected. That's every single week. As of today, we can share that 77% of people in British Columbia have a primary care provider, whether that's a family doctor or a nurse practitioner. That is something that can give those British Columbians peace of mind.
The province also updated its numbers on U.S. health professionals joining BC's workforce. It now says 500 workers are now on the job in BC. That is up from 400 1 month ago. Langford can stick another feather in its cap. It can now lay claim to the largest Hyundai dealership, not just in BC, but the entire country. The brand new high-tech facility spans more than 75,000 square feet with an underground parking garage for up to 170 vehicles. It has an expanded service department with all new state-of-the-art equipment and an express service oil change lane that can service any make or model of vehicle. The Cott Auto Group says Langford just made sense for this new dealership, which has been 4 years in the making, adding it hopes to sell upwards of 1,000 vehicles per year from this location.
I really believe in the Hyundai brand, and I really believe in the Victoria market. Like, there's over 400,000 people in the area, and we just feel we're going to really be able to grow the business into Victoria and hit our sales targets. We kind of built for the next 5-10 years, so building for the future, really.
Last year, Victoria Hyundai won the Green Star Award for selling the most EVs on Vancouver Island. The facility also boasts a dedicated Genesis dealership, which is the brand's luxury model. Overcast, 8 degrees, looking gray out there. Josh will be back with the full forecast.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Plan, book, and safeguard your journeys. Explore the possibilities at expediacruises.ca.
Well, Josh, what do we have? Cool, warm, or a soggy Easter weekend on the menu?
Yeah, fairly warm Easter weekend on the way. Some sunshine as well, but we do have more showers to get through before we get to the weekend. Much of the island to see showers on Friday, and you can see some more showers going through this evening, especially through the Victoria area, up through Nanaimo, Comox, right through the late evening and overnight period. And then tomorrow, this kind of slides out, and for most areas, you get some sunshine tomorrow breaking through the clouds. There might be a couple of isolated pop-up showers just off to the south and west of Nanaimo, but most areas looking dry. As we said, Friday, the rain returns, especially in the north and out on the west coast. Periods of rain for Friday, chance of showers Saturday, then a mix of sun and cloud, and 13 for Easter Sunday. So nice and warm there, 12 degrees as well. Fairly warm day tomorrow after the fog patches burn off by mid-morning. Morning fog in through, especially around Port Alberni tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, partly cloudy skies, high of about 11. 11 with the chance of showers on Friday. And then look at those temperatures for Saturday, Sunday, Monday in the 15 to 20 degree range for daytime highs. Some of the warmest temperatures we've seen in a while. 11 degrees out on the west coast. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Fog patches through the morning will burn off. And then as we head into the evening hours, some showers push in, and that'll turn to steadier rain for Friday. High of about 9 degrees Friday. Quick turnaround for the weekend, though, for your temperatures into the mid to high teens with a mix of sun and cloud Saturday and Sunday. In Comox, partly cloudy, 12 degrees tomorrow, 12 on Friday, with a 40% chance of showers. Doesn't look like it's going to be heavy, steady rain, but scattered showers possible. Mid-teens for the weekend, partly cloudy on Saturday, mix of sun and cloud on the way for Easter Sunday. Nanaimo, mix of sun and cloud, 12 degrees tomorrow, 12 again on Friday with the chance of some scattered showers. And then sunshine and 14 Saturday and all the way up to 16 Sunday and Monday. In Victoria, 3 degrees tomorrow morning. A little breezy, especially through mid part of the day in the afternoon hours. 20 gusting to about 40 kilometers per hour. You might see out of the over the water gusts to about 60 kilometers per hour. Lots of sunshine, though, tomorrow. Clouds roll in for Friday. Chance of scattered showers and a high of 12. And then 15, 17, and 18 for daytime highs. Saturday, Sunday, Monday as a warming trend kicks in through the weekend and into early next week. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations.
Thanks, Josh. Well, history has been made today. Canadian Jeremy Hansen and 3 other astronauts have launched for a 10-day mission around the moon and back.
10, TLS is go for core stage engine start.
Artemis II is now in space. It is the first time in 53 years astronauts will head to the moon. They won't land on the lunar surface, but they will go to the dark side. CTV's Heather Wright was at Cape Canaveral, Florida all day and has more on the preparations leading up to this moment.
Well, the crew is now inside the Orion capsule. They are doing their final checks as this mission gets closer to the launch window. There have been a lot of questions about whether this mission would get the go-ahead. It had been delayed a number of times before because of issues with the fueling. And so when they got past that first hurdle this morning, as they began to tank this spacecraft, we began to hear good signs from NASA officials. There was a positive fueling. Then there was a good weather report. And as all of this was happening, these 4 crew members were getting ready to go to the moon. Their day began waking up just after 9 o'clock, having breakfast, and then going through a number of checks, medical checks, making sure they have been sleeping properly, getting into their spacesuits, and then finally getting into the Astrovan to take them to the launch pad. The excitement down here is something you can really feel everywhere you go. Speaking with members of NASA, speaking with people involved with the Canadian Space Agency, this is a very big moment for space exploration. And what we've been hearing over and over again, that this is really step 1, getting a crewed mission to the moon for the first time since 1972. But the goal is not just to go to the moon, it's to go beyond the moon. I had the opportunity to speak with the NASA administrator yesterday, who said that they have big ambitions for where they want to go. Mars, other planets, exploring asteroids that come close and near Earth. And so this is step 1. It is incredible that a Canadian is part of this mission. We heard from Jeremy Hansen earlier today saying just how proud he is to be Canadian. And really, there are big hopes for the Canadian space program, hopes to send more astronauts to the moon and perhaps beyond. Jeremy has said many times that he does not want to be the last. That's more important than being the first, is not being the last. So he really is laying that groundwork for perhaps more Canadians to follow in his footsteps. But step 1 is the launch of the Artemis II, and we are getting ever closer to that launch window. Back to you.
The federal government's Buy Canadian policy has been flagged in a U.S. government report as a significant barrier to American exports. The Buy Canadian procurement policy was put in place to ensure Canadian bids are prioritized in government contracts worth $25 million or more. The new report by the Office of the United States Trade Representative also identified several other so-called trade irritants between Canada and the U.S. They include provincial liquor board rules that control imports of American wine, beer, and spirits to Canada. Other issues listed in the report include delays with aircraft validation in Canada and high tariffs on American dairy products. Coming up, boarding blind. Adam meets a skateboarder who's seeing the world in a more positive way after going blind. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Virgin Radio is Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Finally, Adam finds out how a skateboarder who lost his vision found a passion for inspiring others on this Encore Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Well, Brett Devlo's using a walker for an injury that's temporary.
Yeah. It's so weird having this. I'm so used to using my white cane.
Becoming unexpectedly blind at 16 was permanent.
And I lost my vision, like that, sitting in the middle of history class.
Brett was diagnosed with a rare DNA mutation that blocks 98% of his vision.
It's like having the sun right in the middle of your sight like this. If you look left, it goes left. Look right, it goes right. And everything else is really blurry.
But it was clear nothing else would ever be the same.
We all cried for let's call it 5 minutes. And then my first words were, okay, what are we going to do?
Well, the first thing Brett wanted to do was get back on his beloved skateboard. And thanks to muscle memory, he could.
I had to be much quicker with my reflexes and be way more ready to land on my face.
Well, Brett picked himself up after every fall, and in this video, shot about a year after going blind, he learned how to feel the space and walk the route before flying forward.
It feels great, and it makes me feel like some things don't change. I'm normal when I skate, you know?
Although, 13 years after losing his sight, Brett is finding his life is far better than normal.
I'm pretty grateful I went blind, honestly, because if I could see, I would have just been a regular small-town guy.
Instead, Brett tours Canada and the U.S. as a sponsored skateboarder, known as TBK, the blind kid.
Did you see that? Because I didn't.
Works as a motivational speaker in schools and raises money to donate iPads with accessible software to children with vision loss.
Losing my vision kind of just gave me that, ironically, gave me the sight to see that the world is a lot bigger and there's more out there.
There's more obstacles to overcome, more people to inspire, and no more excuses, Brett says, for not achieving your goals.
Just do it. You can literally just do it. That's it.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Aldergrove.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by Coastal Community Credit Union. Bank happy at Coastal Community Credit Union.
You can do it. That's it. And that is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.